Welcome to Ringside Riffs by Andres Cortes, and the original tribal chief is back. He's made a statement that's the new branding, and you gotta respect it. Now, he's obviously not gonna be after Cody Rhodes. He's gonna go after the Bloodline, and it all makes sense why we just gonna push out the bash at the Berlin really quick, and then we're gonna go straight into probably what's gonna be Bad Blood, Survivor Series, and everything in between because we're going fast and we're going thrilling because the Bad Bloodline has to become the most strongest bloodline ever, and it's going to happen because Roman Reigns is going to waste his time taking over and making sure that he recruits everybody. And if you haven't had the slightest clue about who Roman Reigns is going to recruit, then you better pay attention because it's happening and it's going to come close. Now, we know what Bash at Berlin is doing, we know the stakes, we know everything, and we know how close everybody is getting. Now, we can only assume the matches that are going to happen. Bronson Reed really made his impact known. He really impacted and he really made it known that it might be him against Seth freaking Rollins. Now, we might not see this match until Bad Blood, but it's definitely something that's going to be brewing up because they needed to push Seth Rollins aside from that CM Punk Drew McIntyre bash. And we know that at the battle, we're going to come here, we're going to come into Berlin, and we have Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, probably round two already set and defined, and that's going to be the main event. It's going to be clear, and finally, CM Punk gets to win. We get to see Braun Breaker, and he's going to continue his title run, and that's probably going to be a defensive title because Braun Breaker is probably just going to continue winning, and who knows who's going to be his opponent. Will it be the rematch of Sami Zayn? We know that Sami Zayn is already going to be recruited. He's going to be busy in his own storyline, so we have to pay attention. Now, an interesting thing is the Judgment Day. Of course, the Judgment Day keeps becoming a better storyline, and will this just become a mixed tag team? We haven't had a mixed tag team in quite a while, and wouldn't Berlin be quite a place to make that bash come true? Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, it might happen, it might continue into Bad Blood, because that's when we get Finn Balor as the demon coming back, showing that he is the Prince of Darkness. He is going to come back and beat Damian Priest, and that's going to be his ascension into getting that championship title. We're all going to push this aside, and we're going to hope that Damian Priest does take this loss, but as a good thing because his babyface turn has been highly impactful. Definitely, the crowd is getting behind him, and someone that the crowd might get behind is Cody Rhodes with Roman Reigns teaming up. Now, this is only a possibility, and we're only thinking about it, but we have to consider it, knowing that Roman Reigns took his decision, and it is against Solo Sokoa. We know that there's no real contenders against Cody Rhodes. That always happens. There is a loss in the depths of what is happening in the WWE SmackDown era. So what we have to do is we put Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, keep on defining him as a babyface. Now, Gunther needs to continue to defend that title. We know that Randy Orton has definitely put himself against for the number one contendership and is here to go against Gunther. But at Bash at Berlin, I mean, whatever happens, either Ludwig Kaiser interferes, but whatever happens, we know that Bash at the bad, but everything is gonna come down to that. Now, going back into the Bloodline and how they're recruiting these people, we know this is all gonna be a separation. We've been expecting it since the beginning. We have two tribal chiefs, we have two bloodlines, we have the same family, and it's just gonna be a civil war. It's just gonna be a definite battle that definitely the WWE is super interested. I mean, they have war games in the head and they know what is expected. But where does this leave our WWE champion, Cody Rhodes? Now, where does this leave our NXT people? How are they gonna get called up? Because NXT in its own right is so important and so affinitively entertaining because what they continue to do in the American Bash, that is hilarious. I mean, they have Joe Henry getting a big pop off, Roxanne Perez continuing to dominate, Trick Williams continuing to be the guy, and Ego, Nathan Page, just all in on his character development. And definitely, they continue to impress us. They continue to have the strongest women's division with the most interesting storylines. And one thing WWE definitely needs to learn from NXT. They definitely need to step up their women's divisions. I mean, they have one title for all women, and yet they know nothing with it. They haven't done anything entertaining with that. So we need to pay close attention into what they're addressing. Now, there's a rumor going around that the Undertaker is gonna come back. That he did not only make his appearance for a one-time thing, but he will come back for another WrestleMania. I mean, the Undertaker's pumped. He's always been in shape. He can get in shape for one match, one battle, one thing. And if it's WrestleMania, I mean, that's their Undertaker's bread and butter, and he's ready to once again get called up and be involved in the storyline. He's telling Triple H, hey, I want to continue to be part of the WWE Universe because I love you guys. So, someone who's in love with us and wants to continue but is currently injured is Jacob Fatu. Now, you might have thought it was a rumor, you might have thought it was a joke, but it's now come certainty. He did get injured. He did become a beast wild animal, and all of the Jacob Fatu's momentum is now dying out because he was just rattling stumps. He was going crazy. He was going all over the place, highly energetic for this big guy. But something had to happen and he got injured, and we're only going to expect what to see from the real Bloodline now because their enforcer doesn't have his enforcer, and now he is all elected. They can have Solo Sokoa be taken down because the ravishing Wolverine is out and about, and he is probably on a short injury. It probably won't be that deep, but we do know that Jacob Fatu has been making huge wave impacts all over the WWE universe, becoming a huge favorite for everything that he's able to do. And we will be missing him in the few coming up weeks because he was highly entertaining as part of the Bloodline. He was highly entertaining in the ring and on SmackDown. So a short-lived debut for Jacob Fatu, but he'll definitely come back soon, and he'll definitely put us all because he looks like the GOAT. I mean, he looks like an amazing talent, and Cody Rhodes definitely leads new discovering rivals. And if this other happens, I mean, if Jacob Fatu comes up and he has his own bloodline now, and we have the three bloodlines going, and each one of them want to be the tribal chief or something like that, then Cody Rhodes could finally have some real opponents and just say his whole championship reign was just against the Bloodline so that LA Knight can come up and probably win that title off of him. Yeah, I mean, we don't really know what is happening with Cody Rhodes. I feel like he keeps getting lost in the dust. There's more entertainment into what Gunther has been putting on into Damian Priest. So we have to really pay attention into what SmackDown is doing, as I feel like they have been going all in for Raw because they have big Netflix contracts. So thank you for watching.